Response to Professoranton video. Yeah, okay, not too bad. We're going on with this conversation. I think we got to a couple of real key sticking points here. It really has to do with the appreciation. I mean, how much you weight different things. And he puts a very high weight on things I would call almost trivial. Like art, and whatever those little bits of glory moments that he might call spiritual. So I would sort of metaphor it like, okay, I'll start with towards the end of his video, he's talking about this Japanese psychology crap, where, you make a list of all things that mommy did for you, and you realize that, oh, what a burden I was. Well, I would turn that around a little bit and say, first off, where did mommy lay her eggs? What kind of world did mommy have the baby into? How much care did mommy take to make sure things would go okay? Did she lay her eggs in a ghetto? Did she lay her eggs in a debt-ridden, violent, insane, crazy, lunatic world full of crazy fucks? Yeah, where did she lay these eggs? But anyway, then a different metaphor might be, it's like sled dogs or something. Yeah, okay, some guy wants to go to the North Pole. He's all horny for it. So he straps up the dogs, who will do anything. I mean, they just want to have some running fun. And he just beats the hell out of them and runs them to the North Pole and then eats them. Yeah, isn't that pretty much what the parents do? Yeah, they suck their kids dry. They say, oh, look, I'm dying now. Give me a whole big pile of money. Take care of me. Squander 150 grand keeping me alive, even though I'm dead. So, even that part doesn't really work out. It all turns into shit. Yeah, and I'm not somebody's sled dog. I mean, fuck that shit. I don't exist to fulfill some other person's mission. It's just, maybe you want to be used that way. I have no interest. Unless somebody's got a set purpose for me, I don't want to hear it. I really don't. I'm not here to be a back scratcher or to be some other thing that satisfies some personal ambition of yours. I mean, you can just stow that shit. So unless you've got a clear vision, yeah, I'm not thanking you for a damn thing. And if anything, yeah, I will get you thrown in jail in the future. I mean, it's very possible, Professor, that in the future, it'll be a crime to eat a pig. And in the future, it'll be a crime to have a child recklessly and sloppily. Because, yeah, resources will be important. And there will be a need for there to be efficiency in what kind of humans exist. There is this problem of violence and technology. You pointed it out in the Star Wars movie, which itself wasn't even... besides it not being a pretty vision of the future, I mean, beyond the adventure nature, it wasn't even realistic, because the real future would be even darker. The real future would be, nuclear terrorist attacks, and all kinds of other things caused by that liberty. Or, societies would be like the Matrix. You would have to be locked up in a virtual reality or in some other circumstance where you could be contained. I mean, even the Matrix was a lie, because all of Zion was pretty much united, right? Zion wasn't Sunni and Shiite fighting with each other. So what if Zion had been split, and so they were so busy bombing each other they couldn't fight the Matrix and its machines? That would be the reality. The reality would be a stupid, idiotic failure because of that inability to conform psychologies to some sort of agreeable gameplay. Yeah, I think the game you're playing is worthy of a big bucket of a big giant vomit. I should just vomit on the game. It's disgusting. And I would ask you, how disgusting does it have to get before it makes you sick? I mean, exactly how hard do I have to rock this boat before you start to lose your lunch. Do I have to kill 1 billion people? 2 billion? 3 billion? Do we have to have triple AIDS? How many, like I said, how disgusting does it actually have to get? How deplorable do the living conditions of the human being have to be before they turn your stomach? Did you look at the images from Haiti when they had that earthquake? Did you see that shit? And what? You're just, well, life is worth it because I painted a painting and I had a thought about how wonderful my ass twitches when the moon is in just the right position. I get a wonderful little ass twitch. I mean, what the fuck? You're just glorifying this slop, and that's all there is. So you're saying because I am ambitious and I'm competitive and I have a little bit of go out there and get 'em attitude, that I can justify it all. And that's all you're doing. And why are you doing it? Because, it just doesn't slow you down. It doesn't knock you out. You can just kind of step over the bodies and ignore the smell. And isn't that all it comes down to? Realistically? Hey, well, try again, huh? How you doing? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not the enemy. No.
Okay. Yay.
No, it's okay.
Boy.
Well, he'll get used to me eventually, right?
Yeah.
After 18 years or so.
Boy. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, I charm that dog. Yeah, I own it. But anyway. It's like the anti-Natalism me, I think. But anyway, yeah, it's life. Alright, so getting back to some of this crap. I mean, I think that's sort of where we are. We're just at this basic argument. How much can you justify? And why, how bad does it have to get before it gets to you? Like I said, see, if you were in a war, and you were standing next to a guy named Jim, and you got to know him pretty good, you, unlike me, would be okay if he got arrowed, because you'd be thinking, oh, thank God I didn't get arrowed. And I would be like, oh, fuck this. I might be thinking even that he's a better man than me. I might be thinking that, well, he's got 3 kids, and, well, then I don't want to go there, but then I'd be thinking, well, he's got a lovely wife. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I'll go take his place. But whatever. I mean, the point is, this is good enough for you, and that's what it comes down to. So my argument is look, the future, we're going to have to contain human psychology within boundaries if you're going to live out your future. Your future world won't be allowed to contain dissidents. You won't be allowed to be a dissident in the future. Not if you have access to technology. So you're all going to have to conform. And so build yourself like yourself. Just build duplicates of your little crazy ass selves. Give birth to yourself. Use yourself as a sled dog, and then eat yourselves. I mean, yeah, fine. Just put yourselves in all the roles of the sentient beings currently occupy, and just fill them with you. Put yourself out here. Let yourself get run down by the cheetah. Let yourself play out all this splendor. And then I'll say, okay, whatever. Crazy people do what crazy people do. Wallow in your own preposterous insanity. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to try to probably blow you up. But regardless, the point is you'd have more of an entitlement as long as you weren't imposing it on people whose sensibilities are not as, whatever the word is, insensitive. I don't know what other word can possibly be used. You're saying there's no cause for weeping. There's no cause for nauseating discomfort. And I'm quite obviously saying the opposite. That you insensitive crazy fucks just ain't getting it. This is way, 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 way too expensive for nothing. So again, we're sort of back to that question too. And people constantly raise this, like life isn't obligated to produce anything because it's not a thing that was made. So because something didn't make it, it doesn't have to produce. That's just such a pile of crap. Everything's judged based on its function. What does it function? And if it doesn't have a function, you're not going to pay anything for it. And the bottom line is life does not function, does not produce anything. It just consumes. And it consumes a preposterous amount of deprivation and suffering. And gives back this little bit of a vapor, of comfort, which is merely retracting the nails, retracting the claws, taking the inferments out, the retracting the negative. And that's a perfectly legitimate argument to be made, that comfort is in being relieved of the sentient condition. The closer you get to death, the better you're going to feel. Yeah. So let's see what else. Yeah, so I mean there has to be some sort of way to get this down, to quantify what it is that we're arguing about in terms of this value problem, because that's all it is. I mean, we are stuck there. You don't think, oh, I don't know, like I said, you, for the joyous fun of a day finger painting, you would endure chemotherapy for a week. I don't know, some kind of equation like that. I mean, I could add up all the suffering going on Earth right now and take all the pleasures that are going on right now, and we could put them in piles. And I'm just damn sure that negative pile, you would not, you wouldn't see any logic in this equation. You would see that the pleasures are superficial and trivial. They don't add up to much. You know, my boss died at work. It made me feel good. You know what? And you know, like I said, as opposed to what, a 6-year-old with a broken leg. I mean, come on. This doesn't go anywhere. You would pay real money to avoid the miseries, and you wouldn't pay real pain to experience the joys, any one of them, in isolation. I'm not going to get you to endure much for it. Because you know it was just a transient satisfaction, a momentary respite, and that yeah, you wouldn't suffer much for it. It was a moment of comfort in a sea of mediocrity, and yeah, you wouldn't risk a real hard pain to have it. That's the truth of this. This is a psychologically delusion kind of scenario. You are deluded into seeing value where there is none. And if there was some way to put it right in front of you, to make it real, to make the choices we're making, the decision we're making more transparently obvious, exactly, to show exactly how many limbs are on one side of the scale for the little stupid McDonald's hamburger or whatever the little hungry thing you're going to chase is. Yeah, it would be, you'd see this. And you certainly could maybe take it a little more seriously than this mockery. I mean, this subtle mockery, let's just say. I don't know, I don't see what exactly stopped making YouTube videos for a class action lawsuit. And I think the very way to energize a class action lawsuit would be to make YouTube videos. But yeah, so what's a lawsuit? right? That's just throwing evidence before a judge. You want to tell me there's honest judges? You want to tell me that there's some honest judge that's going to give the argument a fair deliberation? Because the truth of the matter is, it is an imposition. The truth of the matter is, people don't have insurance for their reckless child production. They don't buy insurance, so they're no better than uninsured drunk drivers driving a shitty automobile because they're having kids in a shitty world. They didn't even do the necessary maintenance on the world first. I mean, there is somebody who says, fix the world first. I don't know who it was, but somebody, before you do your procreating. You know, you don't do that second, you do it first. It's just bullshit. You know, it's like you don't build the nursery after you have the baby. It's just bullshit, or especially 20 years after. You certainly don't wait for the baby to grow up and then build it. What the fuck sense does that make? And that's the game being played here. So you can use all your little, oh, isn't mommy wonderful how mommy sacrifices? Woo! And all that is saying something like, look at the guy whip his sled dogs. Look at him going to the North Pole. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, get real. Mommies are after their own little gratifications. And anything they give has a big, hairy, nasty string tied to it. So fuck that bullshit. And the bottom line is they're just dumb animals. That's what a breeding woman is. That's just a dumb horse you cannot find. So anyway, yeah, I'm really going to get some fan mail for that one. But it's the fucking truth. You gotta have something really wrong with your fucking brain to play with that fire. I mean, really. I mean, it's like, I don't know, playing baseball with a hunk of uranium or something. You know, yeah, let's be stupid for no reason at all. Anyway, till next time and such, so forth and whatnot. Today is not being a particularly good day.